I know the first time you did comedy, and I would like.
Well, you were there physically.
Yes.
Mentally.
Well, yes. I mean, I was around. I was hosting an open mic, but I was drinking. I was letting loose, you know. So, but talk to, you know, and you talk about this on the album, so I don't want you to give away your joke, but what led you to doing comedy?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do talk about it a little bit on the album, but it was a combination of being on my high school's debate team and being in a car accident, like on my way to a debate tournament. So like being on the debate team got me into just public speaking, and part of high school debate is there's an acting component. So you're doing like theater and you're doing comedy sketches and stuff like that. And then, I got into this car accident. And that would have been.
Were you any good at debate?
I was very good at debate.
Yeah.
I was very good at debate. Actually, my first introduction to debate was my Spanish teacher in 9th grade kind of recruited me. Okay. I didn't want to join the debate team, but I was very loud, and I was kind of the class clown. And so he, after class one day, was like, "Have you ever thought about doing debate team?" And I was like, "No," but
my Spanish teacher got pregnant and quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yours is giving you career opportunities.
Totally. And so the first thing that I ever did in high school debate was this thing called dramatic interpretation. And it has actually nothing to do with debating or arguing. What you actually do is you basically take a play or a movie, some sort of script, and you condense it into a 10-minute monologue that you perform like the entire thing. So how can you tell an entire story that right now is written across 90 to 100 pages into 10 minutes? And my debate coach chose the screenplay book Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Okay. Which I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically it's a story about 9/11. Okay. And it's about an autistic child whose father worked in the World Trade Centers, and on September 11th, this boy decided to cut class and cut school, and his parents didn't know. And while he's home playing hooky, his father's in the World Trade Centers, he gets hit by the plane. His dad calls home multiple times to try and talk to the family one last time, but the boy doesn't answer because he doesn't want the dad to know that he's been cutting class.
Oh, no.
So there are these 4 voicemails that get left on the answering machine. So the boy steals the answering machine, and then he ends up going on some kind of like scavenger hunt. Some notes are left by the dad. There's like a key involved. They ended up making a movie with Tom Hanks, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Tom Hanks plays all the roles like that. Anytime there's like, hey, we got a reenactment of some kind of true events here. You guys, where's Tom at? Tom, you want to do this?
Can we rewrite history with Tom Hanks? Yeah, let's go ahead and get him in here. But basically,
it's like we're living out Forrest Gump. Like Forrest Gump was everywhere in the past, and now Tom Hanks is everywhere in the future.
Yeah.
Wow. This guy's taking over.
Yeah. Old Sullivan. That's another movie he did.
Oh, Sully.
Loosely based on a real story.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, so the first time I ever...
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. That's what he says? Yeah, okay, I never saw the movie.
But the first time I ever went to a debate tournament to like do this Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close 10-minute thing, I won first place.
Oh, wow.
And it kind of blew my mind. Then I started doing some of the more debate type of stuff, which is, Lincoln Douglas and Public Forum, which those are actually where there's like a prompt that's like, is civil disobedience good for changing laws in a democracy? And then you have like a pro and a con, and then you prepare both sides, you show up to your debate, you flip a coin, and then that's how you know which side you're basically arguing in that round.
Oh, okay.
But I was very good at debate.
So I don't like that. So you would have to potentially defend something you didn't believe in.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, I like that practice.
Yeah.
But I don't, it's like it's hard to sell or defend something you don't believe in unless you're like a psychopath kind of.
Well, and now in retrospect, like I'm looking at who was judging our debate tournaments. Keep in mind, I'm in Georgia, and it's just parents. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's just parent chaperones that are judging these rounds that we're doing. And now that I understand how adults think and like political viewpoints and things like that, and I look back at some of the rounds I lost, and I'm like, this guy just couldn't wrap his head around the argument that we were saying. You know, sometimes you think that there's sort of biases going on there, even in the judging.
Yeah. This weekend, on Friday, I went to a comedy contest because the 3 finalists were going to open for me on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool. So you went to check it out? That's cool.
So I went to check it out, and the judges were just like you're saying, they're just like people in town.
Right.
They work for the sponsors or their friends. They don't really have any comedy experience. So they're giving scores between 1 and 10. And like the first few people, they're like giving 8s to. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you can't start with 8s.
Right.
You know what I mean? You started so high that now it seems like if you give someone a 7, like it seems like they're trash.
Right.
You know? Anyway, so I get what you're saying. People, they don't know what they're judging.
Totally. So I was good at debate.
But you won first place, so you got to give the judges some credit.
Totally. Right? Won first place a few times. And so, you know, I liked it. And then, my senior year of high school, we were on our way to a tournament. I ended up getting into a car accident, kind of sidelined me a little bit. But my senior year of high school, I spent a lot of time not doing all the things you would normally do your senior year of high school. Like, I couldn't really go on trips with my friends. I couldn't really
What's the chances that the opposing debate team sabotaged your car and made you guys wreck?
Oh, man. 0% chance.
Okay.
Yeah, because I saw the guy that hit us, and it was just some dude not paying attention behind the wheel. But
potentially hired, though.
What?
Could be hired.
Could have been hired.
Yeah.
Could have been hired. I don't know how he would have spotted us. He hit us in Valdosta. We were headed to the University of Florida. But so after high school,
and you talk about and you share this whole story on your album.
Yeah.
And special is the car wreck story.
Yeah. And that just part 1, to be honest. There's like a whole nother part that I don't talk about where there were lawsuits. There was a gun in the car that I was in.
Oh, man.
That the police started investigating. Like, I was in the hospital about to go into surgery. There were police coming in like, is this your gun? And I was just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
At the time, I was worried that they were going to find the weed that was in my bag.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I thought they were coming in to talk to me about. But they didn't find that.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom did, though, and she was pissed. But
you're like, hey, I wasn't driving.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so I basically went to College of Charleston about, let's say 10 months later, because this accident was in October of 2009. No, 2008 was the accident. 2009, I'm headed to College of Charleston.
How old are you?
So the accident happened to me when I was 17. I'm going to College of Charleston when I'm 18. So basically I get to CFC, I move into my dorm, and at the time I'm just feeling this like wave of energy. Like, this car accident really injected me with a lot of energy, right? It didn't necessarily make me negative or anything like that. It actually just motivated me to like actually accomplish something. Like, I really appreciated my life after this. So
yeah, because you almost died.
Yes.
So you're like, I'm alive. I'm very happy to be alive.
So one really profound thing that happened to me was the day that I moved into my college dorm, my favorite band of all time, OAR, was playing on Daniel Island in Charleston. And my family had tickets to go. And because of this kind of rough year that I had had with the car accident, my brother reached out to the band and was like, hey, my brother's had a really rough year. We just moved him into college. We're coming to your show. Any chance you guys would like, say hello, whatever. Well, they invite us to the meet and greet, and I get to meet my favorite band, and they're super cool. They're super nice. And one element of this band's story, OAR, is that one of their biggest songs, Crazy Game of Poker, actually came out when they were seniors in high school. They recorded it when they were seniors in high school, and they kind of went viral. And then they all went to college together at Ohio State, And all through college, they gigged. Every backyard party, they did it. Every school event, they did it. Every bar, they did it. They gigged all through college, and I knew that about their story. So when I got to meet them, like the day that I moved into college, they were so nice. They were so cool. You know, growing up, I'd always loved comedy. I loved, you know, the debate stuff. It just kind of made me think like, I want to try comedy, and my favorite band gigged all through college, and now look what they're doing. Let me see what I can do.